I genuinely do think this is one of the best burritos I've had. Sometimes you get lucky. This time was one of those times. Hopefully when I get in the rooftop tent later, that'll be another time.
Hey guys, Thunderbunny here. I'm just kind of prepping up some dinner. It's our last night at camp, and so you always kind of have a few leftovers of what you've been making for the weekend. Last night with Renegade and Coyote Works, we had a really delicious stuffed peppers with a Italian sausage and rice and onion mix that we put together. So there's a little bit of that left. So just kind of cutting up this red meat here, which Jackalope has a strange love for red meat cooked over a campfire. But we have some tortillas and some spicy sauce, so just gonna make up some burritos here and enjoy the last night we have at camp.
So we're getting ready to cook some dinner. We're gonna do cast iron right on the fire. We're gonna use a 12 or 14 inch cast iron skillet. And something to think about when you're cooking on fire. It's a lot of fun to cook on, it's fairly easy. But first things first, you gotta have a good fire. So, or rather a good cooking fire. So typically what you do is cook on a fire you've had going for a while. You've got a good bed of coals, you can spread them out, get a cast iron pan right down in there, close to the good loving. And that's what I'm working on. I just stoked this fire up. We're actually burning, what do we have here? Some hardwoods. There's not a lot of hardwoods up where we're at. It's mostly needle trees. You've got your tamaracks and your pines. But we've actually got an aspen tree that half of it split off and appears to be dead for a while, but not rotting. So it's real solid, good hardwood. That's gonna make a hell of a bed of coals to cook on. So that's what you wanna look for. You don't wanna cook on a lot of pine or fir for that matter, or tamarack. It just doesn't give you the bed of coals you need to cook. So anyway, this aspen will probably burn out here in about 15 minutes, leave us a nice bed of coals, and we'll show you how to make some bush camp burritos. Dinner time here at bush camp. So tonight, like we said a little while ago, we're gonna do some burritos. I just want to walk you through the whole process real quickly, show you how easy it is. A lot of people are intimidated by cooking on fire. Guys, this is not difficult. So I'm gonna do it blindfolded. No, actually I'm not, that's bullshit, but I could. Cast iron pan, simple. You can find these things at garage sales if you're lucky. I'm kind of lucky sometimes. Thunderbunny, way more lucky. Moral of the story, not hard to acquire. You take the pan, throw it on the fire, get it somewhat level. What we did here is let the fire burn down a bit with some hardwood. I turned all the little logs or sticks sideways here, got a halfway level surface. Gonna throw that on there. I'll show you the ingredients, why that heats up a bit. We get a little bit of cooking oil. This is just vegetable oil. We've got some taco seasoning, hence the reason that we're doing tacos in the first place. Somehow this ended up in our dry food box, so we thought, what the hell, when in Rome. This here is a mix in this Ziploc bag. This is rice, some sausage. It's the leftover stuff from last night's dinner, which was stuffed peppers when Coyote Works and Renegade was here. So we saved it for whatever reason in the cooler, thinking maybe we'd eat it for breakfast. Turns out we're gonna use it for our burritos tonight. Just a good filler. Then we've got my very favorite, some red meat. This is beef. Thunderbunny was kind enough to break out her little Mora knife and chop this stuff up pretty small. So here we go. Cast iron heats up real quick, especially when it's sitting on coals. You always want to use some kind of oil. Keep your cast iron in good shape. So in this case, we're going to use, like I said, vegetable oil. Dump a fair amount in there because we're going to fry some beef up. It's not real fatty. And we don't want it to stick and get nasty and ruin our pan or our meat. Just going to dump it right in there. Get this kind of browning up. Now, taco seasoning, like the kind that comes in the packets or whatnot, doesn't have a lot of salt. or real spice to it like pepper. It's got a lot of cumin. Not super flavorful, but it gives you that kind of taco flavor. So what we're gonna do is just use some spice that we carry around with us, just some steak and chopped spice. Add a little flavor to this meat. We also have a leftover Italian sausage here, which is just a spicy Italian sausage. I'm gonna squeeze it right out of its casing, and we're gonna add it in there because that'll give a little fire to it as well. Here's our spice. This is Weber steak and chop seasoning. Now here's the deal, guys. You want to keep this moving so it doesn't stick to your pan. Again, you got to remember you're dealing with a real hot pan. You're dealing with a hot fire. This is not grandma's stove. All right, so we got our beef and our sausage real well browned up here. So this is the only part you want to pay attention to when you're making any kind of meat, really, for tacos or burritos. Nobody likes to eat bubble gum, chewy ass meat in their burrito. So here's what we're gonna do to soften it up a bit. A lot of things are gonna happen real quick because we're still cooking real hot, we're still cooking real fast, we're still cooking on fire. So again, here's our meat mix. We're gonna go ahead and add in our rice mix from last night's dinner. Real quick, we're gonna stir this in. Now here's where things are gonna slow down a bit, guys. In order to get that taco flavoring and mix in that taco seasoning, you don't wanna just dump it on. We mixed up that rice with that meat. We're gonna take some water, some good old-fashioned American water in a stainless steel cup. We're gonna just dump it in here. It's gonna quiet this pan right down. Okay, maybe not because we don't have a lot of water there, but add your water. You're gonna immediately dump in your taco seasoning. We're gonna use 2 packets because ole. Mix this stuff up real good. We're gonna slow it down. What we wanna do is that water will dissolve that taco seasoning, guys, and make more of a sauce. We're gonna bring it to a boil, and we're just gonna kind of simmer it, let it all soak in, cook in. It's gonna actually boil that beef that we added in there earlier, and it's gonna soften it up. It's gonna tenderize it some. It's also gonna boil that flavor from that taco meat right in there. It might seem kind of watery when you're first going at it, but don't worry about that. It's gonna cook out. So here we go. We're gonna let this just kind of simmer for a little bit. If it gets too hot, I'm gonna pull it off of the flame, off to the side on the smaller coals, and just kind of let it simmer nice and easy, cook in there, get all that good flavor going. All right, here we go. We're all cooked up. We got our rice and our meat together here. Our taco seasoning, it's set here and probably simmered for about, I don't know, 6 to 10 minutes, somewhere in there. Mixing it all up, it looks real good, good consistency. Got a lot of the liquid out of there. So, guys, I'm gonna show you something here. What I'm gonna do is get this off the heat, let it cool down. That is just piping hot. I'm gonna set it over here on our little preparation stump. Give it a little mix in, hopefully it doesn't stick while we move on to the next part here. Mix set around, let it cool off a little bit. Maybe we might even be able to keep Looper out of the mess here. Good luck on that one. All right, it's looking pretty good. So we're gonna come back to this in a minute. Nobody likes a cold tortilla. We're gonna take a couple of these. Again, this is another easy one. Guys, I'm actually gonna take 4 of these just because. All I'm gonna do is I got this tin foil here. We're gonna take these tortillas, throw them on the foil, kind of make a little pouch real quickly here. I'm basically just kind of chasing the edge of these things, making a little round pouch. Looper, do you approve? Good job, buddy. All right, so I'm gonna spread my coals out just a touch here. Get down to sort of the ash. And I don't know about you guys, but to me that looks like a hell of a tortilla oven. Throw them right there. We're gonna let them just heat up not too long, maybe probably less than a minute. We're gonna flip them over. We're gonna flip them over again. We're gonna open up, stuff them. We're gonna have us some burritos. All right, so we got all our fixings here now. We're ready to roll some burritos up. We got our stump. I'm sure this thing's really sanitary. We got a little Spanish moss. We could have eaten that. It's good stuff. Here's our tortillas. Let's check these out. We threw them in some tin foil, threw them right on the coals. We're not trying to really brown these things up too much as we are just trying to warm them up, soften them up. Ooh, that's nice. Got a good texture to it. That's got some native forest ash on it. Clean off our stump. Throw a hot tortilla down. We're gonna grab the one off the bottom on the other side. Look at that. Browned it right up, perfect. We'll save these ones in case we want some seconds here. Keep them in the tin foil to keep them warm. Get them out of our way. All right, we're gonna take our tortilla. We're gonna add a little bit of our goo here. Oh man, I tell you what guys, this stuff smells mighty good. Now, I like a little spice in my life here, and that's why I have Thunderbunny. That's also why I have sriracha sauce. Thunderbunny, on the other hand, she likes the more mild green sauce. So we got our fixings there. Gonna throw a little cheese on it, just like this. Yeah. Nothing like a good bushcraft force diet. We're gonna do Thunderbunnies first because, well, I'm a gentleman and she's my lady. Throw a little green sauce on here. Oh, that looks good. Go ahead and fold in our edges here. Roll this puppy up. There you have it, a bushcraft burrito. I'm gonna do the same thing on mine. Little goo. Get all the good stuff in there, all the good stuff. Meanwhile, Looper, our adventure dog, has got his nose in the cheese bag here. So Looper, why don't you go ahead and piss on off, buddy? I'm gonna add a little cheese here to mine. Like I said, I like the hot stuff. And go with the sriracha. Got the good stuff in there. Fold it in half, fold it over, roll it. Boom. Guys, thanks for watching along with us here. This is going to be a good dinner. I'd love for you to join us, but, well, I'm not telling you where we're at. So, there you go. What do you think, Thunderbunny?
So good.
Here's our finished product here. A good looking tortilla. I gotta say, I genuinely do think this is one of the best burritos I've had. Sometimes you get lucky. This time was one of those times. Hopefully when I get in the rooftop tent later, that'll be another time. Stay frosty, America.